was that kind of night, plus a field goal. That is a good old-fashioned butt whooping, Adams.
Those uniforms were the real.
They're clean, and they were literally clean too, because they almost never got sacked or tackled. 52-21. Let's go to, yes, I said it, an easy future Hall of Famer, Ben Roethlisberger, after one of the best nights of his career.
It's great not having to punt till late in the game, and when you convert third downs, you're scoring in the red zone. Good things happen, and it always starts up front. You can say what you want about the skill guys, but we're nothing without those guys up front, and they've been playing really, really good football.
Take a look at the quarterbacks, the most games with 5 or more touchdown passes in NFL history. And there he is, sort of playing to your point, KB, that he had himself quite a night, maybe one for his career. On the other side of the ball, the Steelers found Cam Newton's kryptonite last night. Here he is after the loss.
We played a very skilled and talented Pittsburgh team. Just got whooped, man. Just got whooped. But, it happens. You have those type of games in the league, but, it's going to be about how we rebound and, get ready for our next opponent.
Dressed to impress, as always, not sulking, saying that it's humble pie, saying that they got whooped, but that they're going to be okay. More on this game in just a little bit, including what's going on with Lev Bell. But we got to talk to Ian Rappaport, because still trending this morning is James Conner at Rap Sheet on Twitter. We saw the Steelers blow out the Panthers. We just saw the highlights, and we did see James Conner leave in the fourth quarter with a head injury. What does that mean for him, and what does that mean for Le'Veon Bell's potential to return to the team by Tuesday?
Okay, first the health news on James Conner. He is officially in the NFL's concussion protocol. This news came via Mike Tomlin late last night, which means he is not going to play until he passes all the different steps you need to pass for the concussion protocol, including being cleared by an independent neurologist. No word yet on the severity of his concussion. You're seeing the beginning test of it now as he goes into the blue tent and eventually heads to the locker room. But they do have 3 extra days because it is on a Thursday, and then they next play on a Sunday, so at least some extra time for James Conner to get healthy. This is the first injury he has suffered, but it would be hard for me to imagine this increases leverage for Le'Veon Bell, who, by the way, is in Pittsburgh, has been playing basketball at a local gym, and is not yet committed to returning to the Steelers. Now, Steelers president Art Rooney did actually say to Sirius Radio that he expects Le'Veon Bell to show up. They have expected Bell to show up for some time. They have, to my knowledge, not received official word that he is going to do so. And there's still one more thing going on here. We had thought, Kay, that if Bell sat out the entire year this year, then he would get re-tagged by the Steelers at $14 million. That is not the case. Whether or not he shows up on Tuesday, the next franchise tag for him would be $25 million, which the Steelers are not going to do. In other words, he doesn't actually have to show up to be free next year. Could that disincentivize him to show up? We will find out Tuesday at 4 p.m.
We will find out. In the meantime, he's playing pickup games at LA Fitness, and he's tweeting during the game. He was tweeting in support of James Conner when he was doing his thing out there before the injury. We'll be talking about updates, of course, on James Conner, an incredible story, and that's really important with this whole Le'Veon Bell situation all day on NFL Network, and happy to have you with us, Ian Rappaport, back here. It's sort of wild. Quickly, shout out to the guy that tweeted that photo for saying local rapper.
Hilarious. That's a great tweet.
What a move by you, James, from Pittsburgh. What do you guys think about this?
What I think about Le'Veon Bell?
And the injury, and the fact that, of course, he gets injured. The one thing nobody that was supporting James Conner and hating on Lev Bell wanted to see.
Luckily, it doesn't seem like a season-ending injury or even a season-altering injury. He's going to be able to bounce back from the concussion protocol. But everybody gives Le'Veon a hard time about him sitting out, him not taking the money, him tweeting and sitting at home watching the game from a bird's eye view, him acting like a teammate but not actually being a teammate because he's not there. But when it's all said and done, if Le'Veon comes back on the field for whatever reason, even if it's because James Conner is in concussion protocol, or they just want another back in that backfield, this is exactly what he wanted. He wanted to come back late in the season, healthy, no wear and tear on the tires, and help his team win a Super Bowl. And with the way they're playing, with the way that line is blocking, if Le'Veon comes back and puts on a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, he could immediately be one of the best backs. And all of a sudden, his plan took shape.
100%. It's like the stars are aligning. I was saying it last week. I don't see the negative in Le'Veon Bell right now.
It's tricky with the Connor thing because it's not an ankle or a hamstring. It's the protocol, so we don't know. They have a long week because playing on Thursday helps them with that. So we'll see. I mean, I thought the most interesting tweet that Le'Veon had was even at the end of the night. It was, I'm paraphrasing, it was safe to say it's time to pass me the sticks, which means like, here we go, my turn to play. So I don't see if the Connor comes through the protocol and they have them both, like they're juggernaut.
Is that like a Madden reference?
Yeah, the sticks, like I'm on the stick now. That's what the kids say about
the controllers.
No, right, exactly.
Pass the sticks.
Thank you, gentlemen, for clarifying that for me. All right, let's get back to this game, though. What stood out to you, Kyle Brandt, the most?
I can't think of a more impressive win all season. I mean, that was shock and awe. You know, it was 13 months ago-ish that Roethlisberger was standing there in the locker room saying, maybe I just don't have it anymore. I don't know. Maybe I should hang it up. Maybe I don't. He has it. He has it. That might have been the best game of his career, and if it wasn't, it was certainly the cleanest game of his career. And I mean, I said it earlier, he didn't even have smudges on his jersey. The last time Ben Roethlisberger had a perfect passer rating, it was on the network, and Deion Sanders and Bryant Gumbel were on the call. It was 2007. Wow. It's been that long of a time. You know, you guys, we had this image of Ben Roethlisberger, like when I tell my kids someday about him, this old weathered war horse who's dragging his leg and spitting dust. Yeah, Pinky's falling out. Fix my broken nose in the middle of the game. That was not last night. That was Bill Cowher Roethlisberger last night. Spry, fast, clean, and I'm telling you, he's caught a heater right now. Never mind the Panthers. I'm watching that game if I'm a Kansas City Chief, if I'm a Houston Texan, and maybe even a New England Patriot. Shock and awe in Pittsburgh.
How good's the AFC playoff picture?
Incredible.
Woo-wee.
You know what's so good about Ben Roethlisberger, just to double down quickly?
Yeah.
It's like he was doing things just to show everybody I'm better than the quarterback on the other side of the field. He didn't just throw a good game. He escaped from the pocket and was running for first downs. I haven't seen Ben Roethlisberger run like that in years. And I think he was doing that because he's playing against one of the best running quarterbacks of all time. So shout out to Big Ben. For me, it's Antonio Brown. I'm sitting there watching that game, and there's a couple plays that stood out to me. There was a play where the Panthers rushed two guys and dropped 9.
Yeah.
And Antonio Brown escapes on a post route. And then there's this play right here on the young pup, Dante Jackson. And I'm sitting back, and I'm sitting there, I'm going, And my wife chimes in because she knows what I'm thinking. She was like, why would you guard Antonio Brown one-on-one?
You tell me.
No safety. You got the young pup. I get it. You want these guys to grow up fast, and he's having himself a good season.
Yeah.
But this is Antonio Brown.
Nate, what would you say to Dante Jackson today?
I'm gonna say keep your head up. Keep your head up. You've been playing a great season thus far, and you went up against a Hall of Famer. I will say that right now. Antonio Brown is a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Some Hall of Fame toast.
But I will say this, I will say I tweeted you after that play, the flame on, because he was getting cooked by Antonio Brown. But you're getting cooked by one of the best route runners in the game, and that isn't a knock to Dante Jackson. That's a knock to the defensive coordinator. You should have safety help over the top. I don't care if it's Dante Jackson. I don't care if it's Patrick Peterson. I don't care if it's a young Richard Sherman or Darrelle Revis. You cannot play Antonio Brown one-on-one, and that's early in the game. So plays like that, boom. Big-time catch over the middle. He catches the post where they drop 9 guys, and he's up against the safety wide open. Boom, touchdown.
Yeah.
The momentum was already with the Steelers, so you can't afford to give up those plays and then bounce back later in the game.
I talked all day yesterday about the Carolina defense and their secondary, how many turnovers they have, and I wanted to see those turnovers turn into points. And instead, what happens? Of course, it's Vince Williams with a pick 6 to break open the game early and sort of set the tone. It's the Steelers defense, I think, that was most impressive to me. Steelers dominated this game. If I'm any team in the NFL, they could beat anybody right now the way they're playing. Offense, special teams, defense. But the fact that over the past 5 weeks, not just this game against a tough opponent at home against Carolina, they've been the #1 defense, guys, for 5 weeks straight. Over the past 5 weeks, they're the #1 defense, allowing just 268 points a game. This is a Panther squad that put up 78 combined points in back-to-back weeks against the Bucks and against the Ravens, who were the #2 overall defense at the time. So this is not. It's a tough opponent on a short week. With the Lev, I think they're handling the Lev Bell drama better than anybody, but this defense coming to play. TJ Watt looks absolutely amazing. He had all of his brothers tweeting him last night. He has 8 sacks so far this season, crushing it. If they can keep that up, I don't know who's going to stop them. I really do not.
There's a team called the Patriots.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Okay, to your point, we spent the whole week hyping North Turner, right? The whole week. What's up, baby? And the t-shirt. The offense. They got the doors blown off last night. The Steelers defense rocked them. Credit.
And the way they were saying, obviously, like the history is that they can't slay the dragon. I don't know that, and I'll get into this a little bit later on in the show. That's a tease.
Nice.
The weaponry he's surrounded with, just the Ben on D. Like I don't know that he's had in his career the situation he has right now.